Hello students, welcome to today's lecture. In today's lecture we are going to discuss about the 4 bit of unit number 3, that is the Huffman coding. Learning objectives of today's lecture: to study Huffman code, and then we are going to solve few numerical based on Huffman coding. So basically, what is a Huffman coding? Huffman coding algorithm or is a bottom up approach. The Huffman coding is a procedure to generate a binary code tree. The algorithm is invented by David Huffman. That's why its name is Huffman coding. In 1952, ensures that the probability for the occurrence of every symbol results in its code length. Huffman coding could perform effective data compression by reducing the amount of redundancy in the coding of a symbol. Algorithm of a Huffman coding: the first step is initialization. Put all symbols on a list sorted according to their frequency count or as per their probability count. Repeat until the last list has only one symbol left. So this all steps we have to repeat until only one symbol left in the last column. So first step is, from the last pick two symbols with the lowest frequency counts from the Huffman subtree. Form an Huffman subtree that has these two symbols as a child node and create a parent node. Assign the sum of their children's frequency count to the parent and insert it into the list such that the order is maintained. Delete the children from the list. Now what we are doing basically, first we focus on the last two values in the list. We take addition of those two lists and adjust the list in the sequence such that the list, that is a decreasing order, does not changes, and we go on repeating this step until we are getting only, or we are having only two values, or we are having only we have only one value or one symbol present in the table. And while doing so, we are also deleting the children from the list and assign the code word for each leaf based on the path formed by the roots. So we are going to discuss, or we are going to solve a numerical, and while solving this numerical, this all process will get clear to you. So just begin with the numerical directly. An information source produces a sequence of independent symbols having probabilities given below. Using Huffman coding, find out its efficiency. So this is a list of symbols with their probabilities given to us. The symbols S1, S2, S3, S4, S5 and S6 are given to us, and the probabilities are 1 by 3, 1 by 27, 1 by 3, 1 by 9, 1 by 9, 1 by 27 and 1 by 27. So let's begin. Similar to Shannon-Fenton code, our first step is constant, that we have to arrange all of them in a decreasing order or in the decreasing probability order. So this type of table we have to form. The first one is a symbol, then the probability stages. Similar to the Shannon code, we are having different probability stages, and from this probability stages we have to obtain the digit by tracing. And then the Huffman code. Now one thing is very important over here: the digits which we obtain from tracing is different than the actual Huffman code, that I am going to tell you later word. And then from this Huffman code we are going to find out the number of digits, that is n of k. So let's begin. Our first step is, we have to arrange all the probabilities in their decreasing order. So we are getting the probabilities which are arranged in a decreasing order. S1, so previously the order is S1, S2, S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, S6, S7. Now we have arranged the probability in such a way that the probability goes in decreasing order. So this S3 takes the position of S2, S4 comes at the S3 position, and S2 is go back to the S5 position. So we have just arranged them in accordance to their probability stages. So what is going to be a first stage? So first we focus on the children frequency. So we start from the down approach or downward value. So these two are the down values. So what you have to do in this case, first focus on these two values, okay? Then take addition of these two values. So 1 by 27 by plus 1 by 27 comes out to be 2 by 27. Now we have to adjust the 2 by 27 in a list such that the decreasing order should be maintained. So that's what we are doing over here. We have just considering these two values. Now one thing is very important: the last value is assigned with digit 1 and the value which is above it is assigned with digit 0, and we have taken their addition. So after adding this 2, we are getting the answer as 2 by 27. So where this 2 by 27 will go, this 2 by 27 will take the position of 1 by 27. As 2 by 27 is greater than 1 by 27, the 2 by 27 will take the position of 1 by 27, and 1 by 27 comes below. What about rest all value? So by considering this 2 by 27, we have to go for next stage. So 1 by 3 remains as it is, it doesn't change its position. 1 by 3 goes as it is to the second stage. This 1 by 9 remains as it is, again second 1 by 9 remains as it is, but this 1 by 27 goes in downward. Okay, now this all are the values which we are assigned. 1 by 3 as it is, 1 by 9, 1 by 9. Now here comes our 2 by 27, and then we are having 1 by 27. So then this way we form the stages. So here we come to the second stage. So once the second stage is once the first stage is over, we move to the second stage and we are repeating the steps again. So here we focus on last two values, this two. So 1 by 27 plus 2 by 27 comes out to be 3 by 27, that is equals to 1 by 9. So lower one is assigned with bit 1, the value above it is assigned with bit 0. Now this comes out to be 1 by 9. So what you have to do in this case now, here already we are having two 1 by 9 values. So we have to adjust the 1 by 9 as high as possible. As high as possible is very important. So what we are doing now, so we are just keeping this 1 by 3 as it is, next 1 by 3 as it is, no change. Now this 1 by 9 goes below because its position is occupied by the answer of last two bit, because it has to put at the position which is as high as possible. Okay, now this 1 by 9 comes in downward, and then we just assign the values 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 9, 1 by 9 and 1 by 9. So in this way we have completed the stage 2 and we move into the stage 3. So again in stage 3 we focus on the last two values. So we have taken the addition. So 1 by 9 plus 1 by 9 comes out to be 2 by 9. Lower one is assigned with bit 1 and the value above it is assigned with bit 0. So we are having the value as a 2 by 9. Okay. Then we have to adjust this 2 by 9. So where this 2 by 9 will come, the 2 by 9 will check for the value which is as high as possible. So as this 2 by 9 is less than 1 by 3, so it will come below 1 by 3. So this 1 by 3 remains as it is, second 1 by 3 remains as it is. Now this 1 by 9 position will occupied by the 2 by 9. So 1 by 9 comes in downward direction and this will go in above 1 by 9, and then we are assigning the values 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 2 by 9 and 1 by 9. So with this we have finished step 3. So once we are done with step 3, we move to the step 4. Again in step 4 we focus on last two values by assigning the values as 0 to the second last and 1 to the last. So 2 by 9 plus 1 by 9 comes out to be 3 by 9, and 3 by 9 is nothing but 1 by 3. So this 1 by 3 will occupy the as high as possible. So it will go to the first position. The value from this 1 by 3 goes beyond or goes below, and this 1 by 3 again goes below, and then we are assigning the values. So once we are done with this, we again focus on the last two values. Okay, so this is 1 by 3, this one is 1 by 3, 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 comes out to be 2 by 3, upper one is assigned with value 0, next one is assigned with value 1, and it is 2 by 3. So where this 2 by 3 will go, it will go to the first position, and 1 by 3 goes in the last position, or it will occupy the second position. This is 2 by 3, this one is 1 by 3. Now as per the instructions, we have to follow the step until we will get only 2 children node. Okay, and the children nodes are assigned with, upper one is assigned with 0 and lower one is assigned with 1. So we have to repeat the step up to this point only, because we don't have any other value to change their position. So we have to complete the tracing up to, we have to complete drawing this particular figure up to this part. So once you are done with this, our second task is for the tracing. So how to do the tracing? So for tracing, we start from the first probability stage. So this one is your S1. So what is going to be the Huffman code for S1? So we begin with the S1. So your first value is 1 by 3. So after 1 by 3, it will go to the second 1 by 3. You just follow the path. So from first 1 by 3, it will go to the third, then to the fourth. And after this position, there is a change in the path. So it will move in this fashion. So 1 by 3 is the position. Now this 1 by 3. Now here what you have to do now, while tracing the path, we are also focusing upon the value of bits assigned. So here from this 1 by 3, it will added with another 1 by 3 and it will moving to the 2 by 3. So it is moving towards 2 by 3. So while moving from this position to 2 by 3, one digit is added, and that digit is 0. And from this 2 by 3 we are having one more bit that is assigned as a 0. So what comes out to be the digits obtained by tracing? So you start from this. Here no bits are there, but here one bit is added, that's a 0, and from this it go to the 2 by 3 and next is 0. So what is the digits obtained by tracing? Comes out to be 0, 0. Similarly, we are repeating the steps for next position. So I will just draw the path for you. So here we start from S3, it will move to first path, then to the second path, then to the third path, then from here it will move in downward direction. Here one bit is added, that bit is 0, and from that bit it will again move in upward direction towards 2 by 3, and then we are having a 0. So what comes out to be the value while tracing? So the values are, we are having here no values are there, here one value is there, that is a 1, first value, and second value which is added is a 0. So what comes out to be your digits obtained by tracing is 1 by 1, 0. We are repeating the same step for rest all path. Okay, so next path, that is 0 0 1, next one is 1 0 1. By following the same step, next one is a 1 1 1. For S6 it comes out to be 0 0 1 1. Now I will again explain you for the S7 actually. So we start from S7. So this one is your S7. I will use my highlighter actually to make it more clear. So we start from S7. So this is my path. Here it will take addition, it will move to the second position here, then from here it will move to the third value, adding. From this 1 by 9 it will go in downward direction. Now from here again in the upward direction towards this 1 by 9, 1 by 3. From this 1 by 3 it will go in the downward, and this. Now while crossing this particular path, what are the values of which are present? The first value is 1, this one, then it will go in a upward, here it is having a 0, then in the upward it is having a no values, here the value added is 1, again in upward and the value added is 1. So what comes out to be your value? It is 1 0 1 1. So in this way we find out the digits by tracing. So once we have obtained the digits by tracing, then our next task is to find out the Huffman code. Now Huffman code value is exactly replica or as exactly opposite, or what we are doing in this case, now we are just converting the MSB to LSB. So we start writing the value from left hand side to the right hand side, so it comes out to be my Huffman code. So for first value the Huffman code is 0 0, second value the Huffman code is 1 0. This 1 0 is converted into 0 1. This 0 0 1 is converted to 1 0 0. This 1 0 1 is converted to 1 0 1. 1 1 1 is converted to 1 1 1. 0 0 1 1 is converted to 1 1 0 0. 1 0 1 1 is converted into 1 1 0 1. So in this way we are find out the Huffman code. So once the Huffman code is with us, our next task is to find out the number of digits. So that number of digits are nothing but the addition, number of values present or the number of bits present in a code word. So for second it comes out to be the 2 2 3 3 3. For last is 4 and 4. So once we are done with all this value, our next task is to find out the efficiency. So similar to the Shannon code, we have to use the formulas for the entropy and the average number of bits per symbol. Entropy is given as summation of k is equals to 1 to m pk log to the base to 1 by pk. We just put on values of all the probabilities and then it gives you entropy. So in this case the entropy value is given as 2.2894 bits per message. Then we go for average number of bits per symbol, which is given by n bar. Summation of k is equals to 1 to l pk by nk. If the probabilities are multiplied by the number of bits present for that particular probability, so it will give you m bar. N bar in this case is 2.4074 bits per message. So once these two values are with us, we put all these values in the formula of efficiency and it will give you efficiency. Next one is second example. An information source produces a sequence of independent symbol having a probabilities given below. Using Huffman code finds its efficiency. So here The symbol is given to us S1, S2, S3, S4 and S5 with the probability as 0.4, 0.19, 0.16, 0.15 and 0.15. So let's begin. Now here again I request you to pause your video for a while. Try to solve it by yourself, okay, and then compare your answer with the with the sum that I have solved. Okay, so let's begin. So these are my symbols, and then our first stage is to find out the probabilities. So I have arranged the probabilities in the decreasing order, so therefore there is a change in the symbol sequence also. Now what we are going to do in next step, so we are just adding, we just focus on the last two values. Hope we have done the same thing. So the second last is assigned with a 0 and last one is assigned with a 1, and then we find out the path, or we just find out the position as high as possible. So after that its sum comes out to be 0.3, so we just check the value. So where my 0.3 will go, the 0.3 will occupy the second position, because my first position is occupied by 0.4 and 0.4 is greater than 0.3, because this 0.19 is less than 0.3, so it will occupy the position in between 0.4 and 0.3. So 0.4 remains as it is, 0.19 position is occupied by 0.3, the 0.19 will go below, and then this 0.16 goes below. Second step, so once we are done with tracing the path, once we are done with this, we go for a second stage. So again in second stage we focus on last two values, that is a 0.19 and 0.16. second last is assigned with a 0, last one is assigned with the 1. We take their addition, 0.19 plus 0.16 comes out to be 0.35. so where this 0.35 will go, it will go in between 0.4 and 0.3. It will go into 0.4 and 0.3, and the first position is also occupied by 0.4 only. Then we focus on last two bits. The second last is assigned with 0, last one is assigned with a 1. Okay, so 0 and 1 we take the addition, the addition comes out to be 0.65, and where this 0.65 will go, it will take the first position, and the 0.4 from the first position go to the second position, then this one is 0 and 1. So once you are done with plotting the Shannon tape, once we are done with plotting, or once we are done with drawing this Huffman code path, our second task is to obtain the digits by tracing. So hope you all have get the same answer. So for first, what is your path? You just follow from 0.4, 0.4, 0.4, it will go in downward, and here the bit added is 1. Second one, it will go in downward, 0 is added, then here 0 is added, then it will go in upward, 0 is added, so the path is 0, 0, 0. For last 0.15 it is a 1, then it will go to 0.3, here it go to 0.3, the 1 is added, and then we are having a 0. So in this way we find out the values. And the exactly opposite is nothing but the Huffman code. Then we go for finding the number of bit or the digits present in that. So once you are done with this, we go for second, that is finding the entropy and the average number of bits per symbol. The formula for entropy is h of x is equals to summation of k to m pk log to the base to 1 by pk. We just put all values of probabilities and find out the entropy. Entropy in this case comes out to be 2.28 bits per message. Then we go for finding the value of average number of bits per symbol. So it comes out to be pk into nk. Each we just multiply the probability value with the number of bits assigned for that particular value. So we just take multiplication, and it will give you n bar as 2.35 bits per message. And finally we go for finding the efficiency. The efficiency n is equals to h by n bar. So n is equals to the value which we obtained in the previous slide was put over here, and it will give you the efficiency. The efficiency in this case is 94.8%. Last point, difference between the Shannon-Fano code and the Huffman coding. So for Shannon-Fano code uses the cumulative distribution function, whereas the Huffman code uses prefix coding condition. Shannon-Fano sometimes does not achieve the lowest possible expected code word length. Results produced by Huffman codings are always optimal. To generate a sequence of length m using Huffman procedure requires the entire code for all possible values of n. Okay, so this is a condition for Huffman, but for Shannon, the procedure, we do not need to build the entire code book. Instead, we simply obtain the code for the tag corresponding to the given sequence. In Huffman, there is need to generate a code prior to the separation of model and the coding procedure, which is not feasible in a Huffman. In Shannon coding, has no need to generate a code prior. Thus, prior property separates the modeling and the coding procedure in manner that not feasible with the Huffman coding. Huffman coding is simpler than the Shannon coding. Shannon coding is more complex than the Huffman coding. We cannot make large M Huffman coding because we cannot rate closer to the maximum entropy. Shannon coding is vice versa. Expected source whole probabilities are power to 2. Thank you for listening to my video. Thank you so much.